environment?
I think, Martin, in the course of my career, my second career, I'm with number one, the child doesn't hang on to anything too tightly because they know they can let this thing go and they can produce better things. It just reminds me of the story of in a book I read.
Before you go to the story, Usen, this just came to me because your wife, Andy, was sharing earlier today about self-confidence, what they gain being able to engage adults, whether servicing them, the customer service environment and all that. I don't know whether you want to share this story because your daughter, Ime, had a chance meeting with your boss, the chairman.
Yes.
Can you share that? Because I want listeners to see that, such exposure really just raise a child's confidence and she can engage at any time.
Actually, this happened just yesterday evening.
Okay.
Ime had been clamoring to meet the president of my organization, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. And she's pushed me, said, I need to meet the richest man in Africa. And I was like, Ime, calm down. He's a very busy man. And she was like, no, I just want to say hello to him. But yesterday, she came from school and met me in the office. And luckily for her, as we were stepping out of the office around a few minutes past 6, the president was just about to get in his car. And I said, that's the president. I said, okay, let me go say to him. Initially, I was like, he's having a serious meeting. He's having a conversation with my immediate boss. I don't think so. So I said, no, Daddy, let me just say hello to him. So she walked over, stood respectfully at a distance. And the president, being very friendly with children, saw her. Hello, young lady, how are you? She said, fine. What's your name? She mentioned her name. Where do you school? She said, I school in St. Xavier's. And I was like, oh, what class are you in? And she said, I'm in class 5. And he said, you're too small to be in class 5. And she smiled and said, I'm small. I'm only short, but I'm not small. And for me, I was amazed at that self-confidence.
Exactly, to be able to approach somebody. So these exposures would have helped her. But you and I were at Accenture. I know that's an environment that is obsessed with evaluation and appraisal, which is a good thing. Every 6 months on every engagement and all that. And so you know a bit about people developing soft skills. Such apprenticeship and volunteerism, what kinds of soft skills do they pick up that will be relevant to them, on the job, in their businesses, and things like that?
That's a very instructive question. First of all, when you have kids at this age, being able to engage adults and pitch,
make presentations,
make a pitch. This is the kind of book that you should buy. How old are your kids? Have you tried this book? That gives them several. That is presentation skills. That is sales.
Absolutely.
When you have to go ring up and then clock, what do you call it, read the barcode, and then render a report at the end of the day, these are the amount of books that were on the shelf. I'm taking this. These are the amount of books that have been sold, so I need to replace the book.
Inventory management.
That's inventory management. When you need to know, okay, fine, I have to go and get a basket and go around with the customer and check out at the end and say goodbye, thank you. That's customer service.
Absolutely.
These are essentially the skills you need to work in a bank, in Accenture,
in life,
in Dangote, in life.
Okay.
So these are skills you pick up.
Absolutely. Later, I'm going to come back to you and ask you about people who are listening to us and might thinking, is this child labor? Is this employment contract? I want you to be able to differentiate that for us. But Ime, when you are working, do you sometimes come across customers who are very impressed with what you've done for them and compensate you or reward you in any way? And then do you also have experience about having some bad day in the office, or is every day just very nice for you?
No, not every day is nice at all.
Okay.
For example, there's this customer who walked in, and then the customer was her first time here, so she was just roaming about. She didn't know where anything was, so I tried to approach her and greet her and ask her what she wanted, but she didn't mind me. She just left. She just ignored me. Then I called another customer another worker there, staff, to come and attend to her.
An older staff?
Yes.
Okay.
But she didn't mind anyone. Like 5 staffs were attending to her, but she wouldn't mind anyone. And she was completely lost. She didn't know where anything was. But she was too stubborn to ask for help.
Okay. All right. So you felt slighted by that customer, right?
Yes.
But there's been, I understand there was one who was giving you cash. One even gave you a Bible. Tell us about the Bible one.
There was this woman who was coming from Calabar to Lagos. She was spending her holiday, and I told her I wanted that Bible. I recommended to her.
Okay.
So she bought the Bible for me.
Interesting. Okay, Mrs. Udoh, when these children now they know what the work environment is like. They know what it is like to have a good day and a bad day. So when you come back from work, I mean, you bankers are always stressed. I know that. So when you come back, do they get a sense? Do they still bother you, or they get a sense that, oh, my mommy, they better appreciate what you go through?
Yes, because basically before the whole work environment, when you get back, there are complaints waiting by the door for you. Either this one has done this one has done that.
Yes.
But ever since they started working, I mean, this is something we notice. When you get back from work, you find the child coming to meet you. Oh, how was your day at work today? Hope you were not stressed. And then sometimes you even find, like Ime, she will bring a cup of water and say you need to drink water first before you sit down.
Okay.
You know, so you see them picking those because they have also gone through that phase.
Exactly.
So the experience is there.
Yeah.
Which is what we are trying to build in them.
Exactly.
Now, for them to run their own business, which is the ultimate,
yes,
they need to learn by the ropes.
Exactly.
They can't just wake up and run a business without working under someone, without working in a structured environment to know how people are being handled.
How is this different from a formal contract of employment?
The way I would like to differentiate it is if you look at the law itself. When you have a contractual relationship with somebody, you are obligated to pay a fixed amount for as long as the person is in good standing. They can work in perpetuity and until they retire.
Okay.
That is what you're paying for. There is the experience of the staff and the value they're helping you create in the business. Apprenticeship it's almost like the opposite of that. What you're doing is you're providing opportunities for people who seemingly don't have the skills to come pick up the skills in your company. You're actually investing in them. That is why you notice in some of the artisan type jobs, carpentry, you find the apprentice actually has to pay the employer.
Exactly.
So that's the direct of it. So this is not child labor in the sense that you're putting the child out in a difficult environment to make money off them. That would be child labor.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So the ultimate is not to make money.
No,
it's to learn.
It's to give the child the opportunity to learn. As a matter of fact, ordinarily Laterna should be charging for this.
Okay.
They actually should be charging to provide this environment. That's why I like to encourage every institution that has any kind of structure. Even when you cannot employ full-time, give the opportunity for people to do internship, for people to do apprenticeship, because you are investing in them. And there is a return on that investment.
Absolutely.
There's an absolute return on that investment.
Interesting. Our guest is the family, Ime-Ruth Udoh, who is 10 years old. She's a student or a pupil of St. Sylvia, right? Ebutemeta, and her parents, Andy Udoh and Usen Udoh. And we're discussing apprenticeship and volunteer.